We open on a scene of absolute devastation, where the once proud walls of the capital now stand as silent tombstones over a field of fallen soldiers. Humanity's defeat wasn't just about losing land, it meant their faith in the gods had completely fallen apart. The Goblin Legion stood in perfect formation, filling the entire plaza. A new era had clearly begun, one where the strongest decided who lived and who didn't, without needing any reason. The Saint Mother stood there, staring at the ruined kingdom below. The destruction left her shaken, and she questioned Lin Tian, asking why all of this had happened. Lin Tian answered casually, saying it was just an accident. He explained that his subordinates had already cleared everything out before he even arrived, and honestly, he found that pretty convenient since it saved him time. Not long after, Lin Tian walked over to his group. Alice mentioned that everything that needed to be handled was already done, and the rest was up to him now. He gave a simple nod and said they had all done well. Soon, the goblin leaders rushed forward, excitedly asking what rewards he had taken from the great tomb. They were amazed that he had managed to capture Veronica, the Bone King, alive. Their excitement quickly turned wild, and they started celebrating in their own chaotic way, already imagining what they could gain from it. Then someone pointed out the obvious: it was just a skeleton. That single comment threw the group into disorder as they began arguing over the spoils. Annoyed, Lin Tian threw a punch to shut them all up. In his army, order wasn't maintained through talk, it was enforced directly. After that, he summoned Veronica along with the remaining monsters from the Great Tomb. They lined up neatly, waiting for his next command. Lin Tian then asked Veronica if her loyal subordinates would try to rescue her. Clearly irritated, Veronica said that with Alice present, those monsters had no chance anyway. She then turned to her subordinates and told them directly that she was now a prisoner. From that moment on, they were to obey the goblin's orders. She added that they could refuse if they wanted. Lin Tian immediately picked up on something hidden behind her word. He didn't take risks. He glanced at Alice, and without needing to say anything, they understood each other. In the next moment, Lin Tian made his move. His spear, wrapped in a massive sphere of lightning, pierced straight through a giant monster. Veronica reacted with anger, asking why he suddenly attacked, but things didn't stop there. At the same time, Alice moved and cut down the three-headed hound in an instant. The goblins followed right after, rushing forward and wiping out the rest of the giant monsters. Within seconds, every remaining creature from the Great Tomb was gone. Lin Tian looked satisfied. He explained that these creatures were perfect resources since the goblins were about to evolve into Lord-tier monsters. After consuming them, they would grow even stronger. The goblins agreed to let Go Kwang eat first, thinking they would all get their turn soon anyway. Go Kwang, however, had his own thoughts. He figured once he became stronger, he could just hunt better prey on his own without relying on Lin Tian. Meanwhile, Veronica watched everything with clear shock. She couldn't believe Lin Tian would use such a method to force his subordinates to evolve. She told him directly that he was cruel and warned that if she ever got the chance, she wouldn't kill him quickly, she would make him regret existing. Lin Tian responded calmly, saying he was just reducing risk. If they had tried to rescue her while he was off guard, that would have been a problem. He reminded her that losers didn't get to make demands. Right then, Go Kwang's body began to change. His muscles expanded rapidly, breaking past his limits as a dark violet aura surrounded him. A status-like presence appeared, showing overwhelming growth. Go Kwang had reached level 80 and evolved into a goblin troll, with power that placed him among the strongest beings in the world. A nearby goblin assassin was stunned, realizing that something once seen as worthless now had the strength to crush entire armies. Even Veronica couldn't make sense of it. This kind of transformation completely went against everything she believed about power. After evolving, Go Kwang proudly showed off his strength and even suggested capturing more women for Lin Tian as a celebration. Lin Tian told him to drop that idea, There were more important things to handle. The scene shifted to the central plaza, where thousands of citizens were gathered, trembling with fear. Standing above them, Lin Tian looked down like someone inspecting livestock. He told them not to panic, saying he had no intention of killing them. Instead, he claimed he would give them a better and more prosperous life than before. His words sounded reassuring, but something about them didn't sit right. A man from the crowd stepped forward and demanded to know why anyone should trust a monster. His voice stirred the crowd, and their fear slowly began turning into anger. Lin Tian explained that he planned to build an empire and needed them to help defend against other nations that might invade. He framed it as a matter of survival. The man refused to accept that. He argued that a true ruler needed the support of the people, not just force. He insisted that Lin Tian would always be seen as a monster, and without their cooperation, a few thousand goblins could never build an empire. Lin Tian gave a faint smile and simply asked if that was really the case. Then he stepped down and walked toward the man. The crowd moved aside, no one daring to interfere. The man backed away, asking if Lin Tian planned to kill him, warning that doing so would ruin any chance of building an empire. In an instant, Lin Tian raised his hand and ended the man's life. Lin Tian then stated coldly that he had never planned to be a benevolent ruler. From the very beginning, he had chosen to rule as a tyrant. In his view, true power didn't need approval, it only needed fear and submission. The crowd broke into screams, people collapsing in terror. That single act crushed any remaining will to resist. Above them, the Saint Mother questioned him again, her voice shaking as she asked why he had broken his promise. Lin Tian glanced at her and replied that some people simply chose their own end, and there was nothing he could do about that. He made it clear he had no interest in playing the role of a kind ruler. He then announced new laws, a 70% food tax, and a rule that every woman must bear at least 10 goblin hybrid children. In return, he guaranteed food, clothing, and survival. At that point, the kingdom had effectively turned into something else entirely. The people cried out in despair. Such a tax meant starvation, and the rest was something they couldn't accept. Some chose death instead. The Saint Mother closed her eyes and told them the truth. The church and the kingdom were gone. If they refused this path, other human nations would invade and wipe them out anyway. She said humans could be just as ruthless, and no matter what they chose, resistance would only lead to destruction. With visible pain, she stepped forward and tried to convince them that surviving, even under these conditions, was better than being completely wiped out. But the people still couldn't accept it. They asked how this kind of life was any different from death. Despair spread across the plaza. To prove her point, the Saint Mother began removing her sacred garments in front of everyone, using herself as an example. With tears in her eyes, she looked at Lin Tian and asked if he could grant her one request. Lin Tian watched her with clear interest as she lowered herself in front of him, trying to preserve even a small chance for her people to survive. She admitted that she would use herself as an example, hoping to protect what little hope remained. Lin Tian responded with a faint, amused smile, asking if she was really planning to offer herself right there in public, turning her humiliation into proof of his rule. After that, he left the noisy plaza behind and moved into a darker area. There, a massive lump of flesh lay hidden, covered in twisted tentacles and lined with sharp teeth. It was the corpse of the black mountain goat embryo, an ancient creature with terrifying vitality. Standing in front of it, Lin Tian sensed an unstable but powerful energy. He wasn't satisfied with just ruling humans. He wanted to create an entirely new race under his control. As he examined the writhing mass, he wondered if it could be considered his creation. The embryo already showed immense potential, but it needed a strong enough host to grow properly without consuming them too quickly. At that moment, Albedo's voice echoed in the distance as she was dragged away by goblins. She cursed Lin Tian, calling him a monster and swearing she would take revenge someday. Lin Tian showed a faint smile. To him, killing wasn't the harshest outcome. Turning an enemy into something useful, that was far more effective. And at that moment, he had already found the perfect candidate.